All right, so good afternoon once again. Good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to our this session today. So for today, we're gonna be learning, or let's continue our discussion on UI layouts in Android Studio. So last time when during our discussion, we talk about a linear layout, and then we also discuss about uh, a few components of Android Studio, no? So what makes up an Android Studio as a framework, as an application, as a of course as a platform. So we discuss all of this, and we already use some of this one, no? Some of the components here in our Android Studio. In the next and in the succeeding weeks, we are going to also use all of this, no? Probably if not all, at least majority of the components inside of our application, or application components in Android Studio will be used. Now, last time we discussed about creating a simple UI in which we did a calculation, and if the user enters two numbers, no, it's just a simple calculator which calculates the numbers, no? So entered numbers, and then ano niya ang result, either in a sum or wala pa multiplication and division and other operators. But again, you can actually do that. So last time we have used this. I mean, I taught you about the separation of the coding, in which if you are working as a group or as a team, someone can actually someone can actually write an XML script separately, which is actually focused on GUI components, which are this one right here now. So as you can see, you have here the three views: the code, split, and design. And then every time you can actually use, it's just a matter of preference. I mean, you can actually choose any of this. It's just a matter of preference. But for me, so that I'll be able to, to see whatever I'm typing, and also learning the XML scripts. Okay, I use split view. So, and then after that, all the things that we put right here will be, or must be, um, binded, no? So we have to bind the components right there in the XML into our Java, so that they're able to uh, so that we there is an integration, no? So basically, those that we expect na gamito nato from here should be also declared right here. Okay, and we just create an event for a button. Once a button is clicked, so there is an action that is going to be performed. Okay, so the same with Java. Okay, I mean, because basically we use Java language for our Android Studio. Now for today, I'm going to teach you about the um, other UI layouts, and also I'm also going to uh, introduce to you another way to, 'di ba? Since we do this, like we separate the design to the business logic, which is the XML and the Java. So we just isolated it. We just separate it in terms of doing or creating our programs. Now this time, I'm gonna show you the other ways on how to create an Android application using a or through a Java based programming. So by the way, when we talk about Android development before, there is this what we call, there are actually three ways. So we have XML based, so it's pure 100% pure XML based only, no? So kumbaga, the things when you get to design your application, it should be in an XML only. So XML lang siya, and then you can also do that in a Java base. And then when we talk about if incorporating or integrating the two, that's what we called hybrid based programming. So what we did is actually hybrid programming. Now this time I'm gonna show you how to create a simple application that would uh, take advantage of Java-based programming. Okay, so without using XML-based, we can actually use the full-blown or a full 100% na Java, fully implemented Java programming. Okay, so let's create a program. So right here, we are going to create a, let's say, you have here an empty activity. So go to activity, and then you go to or click empty activity. So this is Java base, Java base, Java base programming. Okay, so let's make this as our launcher activity, and we're going to use Java instead of Kotlin. And then so that this will be our, so that we don't have to set this one as our, in our Android manifest, we don't have to, set the Java based programming over other activities. So going back to Android manifest XML, this will be registered right here. So ma-register na ni siya dire. So, this one. So, since siya ang pinakauna, siya ang i-launch sa tuang emulator, no? Siya ang i-run by default sa atong emulator as a main application. All right. So, of course, it will create two versions or two components for you. So, we have the Java-based programming.java, and of course, the other one is the layout, so which is activity Java based programming.xml. So we are not going to touch anything here in the Android Java based programming. So what we will do is we are going to write all of our codes here. Okay, so instead of we use this activity based or this XML view here. So what we are going to do is dili ta mag-declare or mag-initialize of mga XML views. So this is what we call instantiations, no? We instantiate our XML components right here inside of our class. So to do that, let's say for an instance, we are going to declare a text view. So text view, we have let's say txt v1, and then we are also going to declare a TV2, something like that. TV na lang. So we have here TV1 and TV2. Okay. Okay. So after this is we will need to declare here. I mean to instantiate here our text view. So we have TV1 is equal to new. So instead of we are going to bind this to our XML base, since we don't declare any of this view. No, we don't declare any view here, particularly text view in our XML. So we don't there's nothing to bind. So this time, what we are going to do is we are going to instantiate it directly here, and this would require an object. So since there is already an app compat activity, which is a super class or a parent class of Java based programming, so we can actually create an object of Java based programming as a child. Okay, so explicitly, but Java has this keyword which is called this that keyword. So the this that keyword is actually would tell our compiler that we are actually calling the referencing the object itself, rather than creating an object for Java based programming. What I'm trying to say is that we do something like this, like for an instance, this is obj, and then we are going to instantiate the object. So obj is equal to new Java-based programming, and then you use the obj instead of uh, something like that. No, but again, there's no need of declaring this one, so we can actually remove this one, and yeah, I mean you can do that, but we can actually use this instead. Okay, so again, this text view now is not being binded to our XML based programming or XML other component or XML component. So we can do the same for our text view too. So let's say we have text view this. Okay. So yeah, it's a matter of hard coded or hard code way, but again, this would bring you to this would bring you to something at least in the future. No, you would know also that it's not only na we only write all of our XML I mean codes or scripts in an XML component. So this time we can now set the components here. So let's say TV1. If we want to put right here, what would you like to do for the set text? Let's say enter number, okay, and then for TV2, you also call set text. Yeah. So we have enter number. Okay. And then after that, we'll need to also we can instantiate, we can create a linear layout. So remember last time we declare linear layout here. So instead of declaring linear layout in our XML base, we can actually declare linear layout here. So this time we are actually combining the XML base XML scripting into a Java. So instead of D2 XML, so linear layout, let's say LL, and then let's instantiate it. Okay, anywhere in your program might as well or better here. So let's have here uh, linear layout. Okay, and then of course you will still have to use this, and then you can have now you can now set the parang layout, no? So let's say we are going to set the layout for a set orientation rather. So set orientation, let's say the orientation is vertical or horizontal. It depends sa imuha. So let's make use of vertical. So you can use 1 instead. So actually 0 is for horizontal, or you can use 1 for vertical. So it's actually an enumeration. So again, you can use 1 for vertical. Okay. So let's say tanaw na 'to kung kailangan nimo i-suppress, but para since parang I guess deprecated na siya to new Android versions, so that is why really need to explicitly declare it, no, linear layout that vertical. So this time, so that this text view could be added to our linear layout, all we need to do is we just have to. Okay. So we'll need to call that. So it's the same with Java, no? Sa Java as in pure Java na coding. So we'll need to add the view. So by the way, when we talk about view, these are UI elements, no? These are UI elements. Either it's a text view, either it's an edit text view, or whatsoever. Ayan. So you have here TV1, and then we will also add TV2. Okay, and then right here, so you have here set content view. So instead of we use the set content view, which is the R.layout activity Java based programming, which is expected na kani ang iyahang view or ang iyahang layout. Okay, so we are going to comment this one out. Okay, to give way the linear layout that we set here. So let's say we have here um, set content view, ayan, and then we use the LL. All right. So okay. So this time, let's see we don't see anything in the what we have here in the XML base. So, di ba, by default, syempre, kung sa tong ibutang nato diri as in the XML, unsa tong unsa nato siya, the way we set it is mao nang expected na makita nato. But since we don't use this particular XML component in our program, we just created a standalone application na siya na mag-set for UI. Okay, so we can actually do it right here. So, ato siyang i-run, and then let's say if uh, let's just wait for the AVD, no, the emulator, to successfully run our application. Okay, so I just forgot to run beforehand. So medyo maghulat sa takadiot because this is the very first time na i-run nato ang emulator. So dapat sana na-run nako siya earlier. So I'm so sorry for that. But anyway, say oras na, 1:43. Okay, so yan. So I guess it's finished. All we just need to do is wait for the emulator to successfully load all the resources and dependencies and components, and load the operating system, no, or boot, to successfully boot at sa Android OS na to, or for our I mean boot, mahuman niya ang booting process, no. And then once mahuman na niya ang booting process, then we expect that the katong ganina natong gihimo in setting the view, text view, and TV1 and TV2 will be shown in here in our emulator. Okay, so again, as I've said, uh, it would be better if you're gonna be using Android Studio, though there are actually a lot of IDEs for Android programming. So para dili kaayo siya like dugay, no, I mean dili ka siya mag-consume og memory, especially because of the emulator, pwede ninyo to pwede niyo i-plug in inyong directly in inyong device, and then run it directly to your device. So any application will be run to your device directly. So dili na ta mag-emulator, so kasi ang emulator medyo really time consuming and space consuming, no, in terms of memory allocation. Okay, so while waiting, do you have any questions so far?
Sir.
Wala, okay. So nakuha nimo ang transition from there, no, nakuha nimo ninyo ang transition na dito taggikan sa gi-combine na to XML and Java, that is hybrid, no, hybrid base or hybrid programming. So this time it's a purely Java based programming. So sa Java dito na to gi-declare ang mga XML, and then dili na po ta nag-create og design. But there is a but, because I don't recommend any of this, no. So unsa atong gibuhat karon, I don't recommend you doing this in your future development, kasi uh, in a matter of like, or I mean, this is a typical programming, but this is not a what is really applied in an industry, no, because as far as I know, dapat full-blown naka-OOP, naka-separate ang mga design, separate ang design as well as the business logic or katong imong mga classes. So dapat naka-object full-blown OOP imong program. So, and the good thing about OOP is there is of course no data abstraction, no, naka-separate ang, as you can see naman, na XML is focused on the design, focus on, so kung there's ang programmer na to is dito lang naatay programmer na focus lang siya sa XML, and then there's other programmer in our team that is going to be focusing only on the business logic or sa mga transactional, no, or sa processes sa itong program. So I guess it's installing now. So we'll just wait for this. So it's already 4 minutes. Medyo nadugayan siya unsa na. Oops, naga-close. Wait for a while. Wala pa man siya nahuman. Okay. So install pa. Okay. So wala to lang sa nato kadiyot. Patience is a virtue. Ana man kumbaga. Asa namang uban kaya, no? Murag
Ngita ka daw kaludan na ng isa, sir.
mm,
Naka-update na lang din siya.
I see. Sige lang. If dili siya kaapas, anyway, I have recorded the video. So, pwede naman yan itan-awon or i-review later on, no? So, there you are. So, we see nothing. Wait, happened. So, there, no? So, you have there, enter number. So, we already seen here. I mean, we already saw enter number and enter number, which is what we actually set in our linear layout. So you can do anything you want right here. So you can actually add buttons. So yeah, you can. Let's add let's add a edit text view. Edit. So wait. Edit text txt. Let's say num1 and txt num2. Okay, and let's also add buttons. Button btn, uh, let's say add and btn cancel. Okay, so this time we are going to instantiate our components or our widgets. So starting with the txt num1. Okay, and then you have here new edit text this. Okay, and we also do the same for btn add as new uh, button. Sorry, this. Okay, so we're going to set our button. So let's say we are going to set our button add. So btn add that set text. Oops, why is it tag? So set text and then add. And then we also do that for our cancel button. So we have cancel. And then together we are going to add them here in our linear layout. So let's say add view txt num1. So we're also going to add txt num2, and then for buttons we have. Okay, so all right, last time we have where is our simple calculator here? So we can actually copy this one from our previous discussion, from our previous topic, and then in a simple calculator, and then we are going to copy paste it here to create an event specifically for our action, or for our once we click the add button. So if you don't follow if you don't follow with what I have done this program was during our previous discussion, no, during our previous session. So we are just going to display it in a toast. Okay, and then let's just put it here like null. Right, so we are going to rerun our program. Okay, and let's wait for the Gradle to build up our application, and hopefully this one will work. So it's already succeeded. So yeah, so right here you have here the text view and edit text. Okay, so although wala siya na plus star, of course, kasi wala dapat atong placement would be we can actually change this later on. So we have, say, 4, and then you have 5, and then click on na-cancel na ko. Anyway, so that's it. You can, para ma-plaster nimo siya, you can actually use TV. Itapad nimo si TextView after or beside. So since vertical siya, dili siya pwede magtapad, paana siya, no? So the same thing with TextView. So ang plaster niya would be TextView first, then num1, and then txtv2, and then txtnum2. So again, this will work the same as what we had. This will work the same with what we did last time. So that's it for. You can actually even, uh, set anything here, no? Mga background. So kung gusto ka magbutag color, so you can for your UI. So you can even set anything here, no? As long as it can be called. So uh, ang isa lang na ano dra is once you anyway this one is na IntelliSense, right? So dali lang na ninyo siya anuhon pag we have here txt num1. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that you can set anything in your uh, in your program, anything for a particular component, as long as allowed siya. Like for an instance, is set ano na to ang btn add. So that's set. And so set background color. So it's up to you, no? So that's it for a Java-based programming. Now we are going to create another. So again, no, I have just shown you two ways on how to create UI. I mean applications in Android using a Java-based and the hybrid-based programming. Okay, so let's have a another speaking of layout manager, we can actually nest our layout manager, since ang orientation of layout manager is only parang, di ba, ang iyang orientation is only vertical and horizontal, right? So let's try doing it here, no? So try na to siya dire. So meaning mag-add ta og duha ka linear layout. So natay LLV, LLV. for vertical, yeah, it's horizontal na lang. And then horizontal 1, and then LH horizontal 2, sorry, LL horizontal 2, and then atong LL mo ni atong vertical. So what we are trying to do here is that i i-combine na to, i-nest na to ang ato ang linear layout. So for sige, later on, so allow me to ano muna design or write some scripts. So this time I'm gonna be declaring another layout here. This is LL1 A, and then oops, LLH1 di horizontal. So LLH1 is set na tong orientation niya as horizontal. Okay. We do the same for another linear layout. So this is LH2, and then is it LH2? Sorry, LLH2. Okay. And then after that, we are now going to decide which one goes to LH1 and LH2. So let's say the TextView 1 and TextView TXTNAM 1 will go to the first horizontal one. So meaning magtapad ni sila, expected na tapad kasi horizontal. And then for next is we have um, LH2, and this will also LH2. And then for our kani, since wala pa tayo, so we can also nest this add view para magtapad si add and cancel, but this time ato na sa siyang iano as vertical part of the vertical component. So before ano sa nato. So meaning ang atong ano karon is the LLH1, okay, and LLH2. So this is what we call nested, okay, nested layout. Okay, nested linear layout. So it's a layout within a layout. So meaning there's linear layout inside of a linear layout. So LLV. Okay, so in the LLV, okay, in the LLV, I mean in the two horizontal layouts, which are katong TV1 na to and TXTNAM1. And then we also have TV2 and TXTNAM2, particularly dito sila in their respective linear layout na horizontal ang orientation. So, and then we actually parang on top of that, or not on top, but before nato siya ibutang as vertical. So as i-group sa nato siya into mahimo siyang horizontal, and then mahimo pud siyang. And then after that, as horizontal na layout, ibutang na nato siya as vertical. So naka-group siya na magtapad si TV1 and TXNAM2, and also TV2 and TXNAM2, and then before nato siya i-add sa linear layout na vertical. So let's run para makita nato ang output. Okay, so ayan, medyo na dali ra. Yan. So as you can see, naanay enter number. So only that I guess wrap man gud ni siya. So wala man ko'y value atong edit text. Yan, naka-wrap content siya. So enter num1, enter number 1, enter number 2. So at least we're able to parang na-plaster na to ang ano mao ni ang first horizontal, then second horizontal, and then so giputang na to siya as vertically aligned together with add and cancel. So that's it no for nesting layout, okay, or nesting layout manager. So What else? Where are the TV? Okay. Okay. So this time we are going to apply this to katong gihimo nato previously. So ay na lang. So kasi again, what I have just said earlier, I mean I don't recommend you from doing this. Though may instances na inani ni for rapid na development pwede mo magidaan but I again don't recommend you doing this one. So this time i-apply po nato ni the same thing sa gibuhat the same thing dito sa simple calculator. So let's go back to simple calculator now, and then so since we have ang plus star sa atong simple calculator is again, medyo dili siya okay ang ihang placement, no? So what we do or what what we can do here is that we can actually nest, okay, linear layout. So i-partner nato si first number and si edit text view as horizontal, same with second and kani as horizontal, and then kani pod horizontal po dato ni, and then as a whole kani si linear layout himo na to siya as vertical. So this is how we should do it. So we have here linear layout. Okay. So match parent lang ta, and then tap it. Match parent. Okay. And then so ang closing tag nato should be asa ang scope dapat. So ang scope nato would be from this. So i-indent nato siya gamay para so meaning ang pasabot ani the our linear layout here. Okay, kani siya na linear layout. Abutangan nato siya din siya orientation. So set nato ang orientation as horizontal. So this linear layout right here is a it's a horizontal layout. So this is the parent. I mean these are the children, text view and text view text view kani siya na text view og si edit text as child of linear layout. So, pwede nato ni siya butangan og color para okay, wait, kasi na-match parent na 'to ang height 'no, so ibutang lang nato as wrap content na lang. Ayan. Okay, so happen. Sige. Anyway, butang na 'tong color para mas Android background. Let's say i-color nato siya as let's say red. Okay, so meaning this is the horizontal na linear layout first. And then let's copy paste this one. And then we do the same for another set of horizontal. So this one is again we nest. So i-indent sa nato. Again, pwede rin nyo dili i-indent pero mas better i-indent ninyo for readability. So, and then instead of red, pwede nato ni siya itatag ko laing color. So sharp, FD. Sa pa yung mga color diri. Red man na, no? So mag-flag na lang ta. Walay, ano na. Yellow ni siya. I-change na to into blue. Ay, nanay tayo blue, no? Okay. Blue. Okay. And then, we also do the same for add and cancel. So, for add and cancel, we are going to create also a layout or linear layout for that. And then, of course, iyahang closing linear layout. Okay, so natay pila ka linear layout dire. So we have linear layout as a parent, linear layout for each component or partner na mga components. So ato lang ni siyang i-plus star o tarong because So let's start with uh, pina-appeal ang text view. So di natin i-appeal ang text view para only add and cancel. So anyway, i-plaster sa nato si first number, i-color nato ni as yellow. Okay, para na distinction. But then again, pwede na nyo, later on, pwede nyo na dibutangan og color. Oh, ayaw lang dahil ng yellow. Lahi na lang green. Yan. Okay? And then, so dirita balik sa linear layout. So we have here, since ang text view nato is 24 dp, so meaning na-occupy niya, nawala na ang edit text. So ibaba ato ni siyang pagamyon gamay iyahang size. So let's say, wait, naka-match parent di ay ni siya. So we have to wrap the content. So wrap content. Yan. So there you are. And then, so if you want na mag-plaster jud siya, pwede nato na siya ibutang as, instead of wrap content, pwede nato ibutang as 20 dp. Unsa akong ibutang width, no? So gamay ra 80. Uh, Speaking of mga dp dot per pixels, okay, I'm gonna show you, asa naman to? Wala day. So unya na lang later on. So we have here, so kulang pa, we have, sorry, this is like 150 ay na to. Oops, dako ra pod, no? So 120 na lang. Bakit ayaw? Kasi ato ang dako pod ni ato ang naka-match parent pod ay ato ang isa ka edit text view. So buta na to as 50 dp. Okay, and then what happened? Ikamay sa nato ni 14. Okay, and then for our what happened to this one? Nanong na ay isa ka extra diri. Okay, wait for a while ha. Ay isa ka extra diri na supposed to be walay labot. So this is text view, and there's other one. Unsa ni na view? Wait for a while. Unlike aning second number na to ba, oh, na siya isa ka view na nakatago. Hmm. Sounds mysterious so siya. Anyway, balik sa nato sa wrap content daw. Para we would be able to see later on kung say problem. Okay, so ayan, atong isa is so it seems like naadyo isa diri nakabutang na, what unsa kaya ni? I cannot see it. Unsa ni siya na edit text view. Unlike this one, oh, kasi dalawa lang. Okay? So we have second number and then edit text view na 0 ang value. But with this one, tatlo siya. We have one, we have another one, and then We have another one. I cannot uh I cannot see it kung asa dapit siya particularly sa atong basta there's something na nakabutang dire. So we can actually remove it and then paste na lang nato siya. And then you have here, so first number. So what I did is gi-copy na lang nato siya si itong isa, no? So txt num1 kasi siya man ang tarong og plus star. Okay, so we can now do wrapping of instead of sa pag-wrap nato para uniform sila na pantay. So we can actually do the uh, let's say 100 dp if it fits ay nato 120, 130, so dili siya 140 kadugay and then 150 or 180 dugay mo response. Okay, 180 para medyo pantay sila. And then with the add and cancel, what happened with our add eyes? Okay, nagawas na to si button isa. Therefore, we'll need to put it here. Okay, so you have add and cancel and then right, so pwede nimo na siya i-extend iyang width, no, para dili sila magtapad kaayo. So you can have 60 dp for your uh, wait. Cancel. Yeah, so that's it. Okay ka na. Medyo okay na na siya ang plus star niya. So you have here the nesting of linear layout. So I'm really not good into designing, dali na ako ma-frustrate. I mean, again, at least a little bit of medyo na plaster gamay. So I'm obsessed with really designing my UI. So that is why I'm not really into UI UX designing. So I will leave it to you. But then again, that's how you can actually do a linear layout. No, I mean design your components using linear layout. So again, a linear layout only has two orientations, vertical and horizontal, and for you to create a I mean, for you to arrange them in a way na gusto nimo siya ma-arrange, you can actually what we call this one, nest the layout. So again, we have three layouts here. So each of the component group na to siya as horizontal, and then we have also another as horizontal and another as horizontal. And then as a whole, this is also a linear layout. Okay, so this is what we call nested or nesting of layout, linear layout. Now, for the last topic that we are going to have right now, I'm going to introduce to you another layout manager. So we have actually a bunch of layout managers, and we're gonna be discussing them in the future in our succeeding weeks. So for to conclude our discussion, I'm gonna discuss to you another layout manager, which is called Relative Layout Manager. So let's go to empty activity. Yan. So empty activity, where are you? Yan. So let's say we have here uh, my relative layout. Okay, and then let's make this as our launcher activity, and then click on finish. So now so let's wait for our Gradle to successfully load all the components needed or required. So this time, let's go directly to our XML, and then let's go to split. And right here, we are going to change this into relative layout. So in the relative layout, the disadvantage of linear layout that the disadvantage of the linear layout, or the parang disadvantage or drawback or pitfall of linear layout. So because we need to nest them para ma-arrange nato atong mga data uh, in that particular order or particular position. So another way to to arrange our data in a particular position is using relative layout. So um, this is you can actually make your components you can place your component as at a certain position. So example, we are going to enter so let's say we have here text view, and then let's say i-wrap content na to. Okay, and then let's close it and butangan na to siya og text. Android text. Oops. Yun. So let's say enter username. Okay. And so this time the linear layout has the you can do a certain positioning here. So you have here Android. So kumbaga, let's say first is nana siya yung mga positioning. You can ang pinakaano diri is kaning margin, no? So margin bottom, margin end. So make sure na syempre kabalo ka sa dapit ng imuhang basta ang ano is left, right, bottom, and top. Okay? Then also we can make it you can also position this enter username into center in parent. So if i-set nimo na into true, so that enter username will be positioned at the center. Okay? At the center of this UI, no? Or this ato i-zoom. Okay? So that's for enter username. So let's have another component or another text view or UI layout. So let's say we have enter password. So in the enter password, instead of ibutan nato siya into like center parent, pwede nato siya ibutang as okay, layout center vertical. By the way, center vertical, so kung balo ka ang vertical nimo is this one is the horizontal. So pag center in vertical, diri siya mabutang. So because uh, wala nimo siya gi-center pag mayong tag center in parent, both vertical and horizontal. Pag center in horizontal nimo ni siya, of course kani siya ang enter password will be placed here. So i-try na to. Center horizontal. Ayan. So there, no? So that's how you can position uh your views, no, your UI views. Okay, so if you want to position a certain parang dot per pixels or per point, pwede nimo siya like okay. Instead of let's say layout, you can use margin, okay, margin left. Ayan. So let's say margin left, let's say 10 dp. Ayan. So mag mag ano siya gamay og 10 dots per pixel didto sa tuang atong i-zoom gamay. So yang position would be mag-ano siya, enter username per 10 dp. So na siya margin from the left. Okay? And then for enter password, pwede nato ni siya let's say kay since naka horizontal true man i-change nato siya into layout. So margin left pod siya into like 10 dp. Okay, so pareha sila 10 dp, so meaning magtungod na sila. Okay, however, atong buhaton here is we are going to move the enter password sa margin top. Okay, so i-move na to siya margin top, let's say 20 dp. So ayan. So maplastar nimo siya. Okay? Okay, so that's relative layout. So the good thing about relative layout is that you are not limited to do the scripting. You can actually move your component anywhere, no, sa imong, especially pag wait lang, what happened. Okay, kasi naa siya I mean, for you to move this one, wait for a while ha. Kasi for you to move this one, kailangan nimo siya wala siya'y relationship with each other. I mean, okay. Wait. Oops. Why it seems like I cannot move anyway. So in the event na ma-move nimo siya, probably ay okay kasi mali daya ang akong kuan di ay kani siya. So sorry. Ang naka-active siya kani. So if ever na i-move nimo siya any position or any direction, so pwede nimo na siya buhaton sa imong program, no, or sa imong UI, okay? So kaya lang siyempre naa siya'y mag-appear diri na sometimes careful ta because magpataka siya og butang diri og mga components like instead of ganina walay center parent in true pero nikalit ra siya naa the moment na imo siyang gi-move, no. So ayan, mokalit ra siya center in parent true. So I would suggest you do it in a hard code way also. So if you want, so even since dili siya horizontal vertical, you can also, I mean, pwede ra siya dili in linear manner pagka declare nimo. So example, nagbutang kag edit text. So edit text, wrap content. So in the edit text, wait for a while. Oh, where are you? So butang na tog Android. Naday tay Android hint. Kaning Android hint, okay. Wait. Kani naunsa man ni siya? Nag-stop ba 'to ang wait. Ato sa ning stop. Naka-stop man di ay. So, nagahang. Okay, sorry for that. Ato sang i-close kay basin kaya niya dili i-recognize ang ato ang mga attributes. Ba jud no? So we have text. Oops. Wait. Usab ta. So edit text, wrap content, close. Uy, pagdali og close. Okay, there. So next is Android. Ayun. Bakit di siya naglabas kanina? Hint. So let's say username. So Android hint, the difference between Android hint and Android text is that kung mayong tag Android hint, if pag mouse over pa lang nimo or pag click nimo sa edit text view, ma-erase siya, no, para sa HTML5 ba na ma-erase siya, and then pag wala kay i-type dito mo balik siya og ang username og as a word. So anyway, makita man nimo siya medyo naka-gray siya compared to kana yung strong ang iyahang text, no, like enter username. So para we are able to, sige ato asa ning itaas, asa ni ibaba gamay si enter username. So let's say ibutan na to as 20, and then 20, saan siya ibutang as 20, and then margin top ani would be let's say 50. So let's do the same for kay para di kay siya maghuot dito sa taas. So let's do the same for uh, yan. So 20, dapat this one is 40. Okay? Anong margin left man ako nausab? Wait. For 20 atong left, 20 atong left. Okay, and then dapat 50, like nasa 70 ato ang text view. Ayan, para medyo ano. And then for our username, at margin, we were going to copy the same sa tuang margin left. Okay, and then since in every point or direction pwede nimo siya i ano, no, so dili lang, it doesn't mean na since margin left, margin top, pwede pud ka dito sa right side para mas dali imong ano, like para dili na ka magbutang og let's say margin. Let's say imong margin top is same 50 dp sa enter username para it will be placed beside sa ato ang enter username. So then natay margin left. So instead na actually pwede nimo na siya i-ano ang margin left into like 120 o 1,200 ganon. So para mo ano siya with username, but this time mas okay siya kung ato siyang pwede ta dito sa margin right po siya mag-start. So example, margin right. Again, it's just a matter also of preference. So let's say margin right is 10. Okay? And then what happened with this one? Anong dili siya username, margin right, 10 dp, margin top. Wait. Okay. Right. Margin right. Okay, ito ra. Then, ito sa ning tanggalan sila. So, ang iyahang margin top should be same with margin top niya is same with dapat sa pila man yung margin top 50. Okay? So if dili pa yun na siya musugot tira ala pwede nimo siya Android wait. To the left of pwede nimo siya to the left of. Okay. So since wala tay ID dire, so that's why importante na mag-IDing ka. So I don't know what seems to be the problem nga di siya musugot dira. I-plastar na ko siya username. So this time diri magamit imong mga ID. So ID values. So let's say TV username, and then let's have TV password here. So kani siya, this is what we call relativity, no? Relativity. So meaning ang edit text is left nato siya at okay, TV username. Anong left man dapat right? To the right of user. Oops. Yan. And then tangan lang to siyang margin top. Okay, margin top dapat kulang. So we have let's say 30. Okay, or I don't know if unsa pa asa pa na plaster na ba siya, 32. Ayan, okay. So, that's it. So, if i-check na 'to, so ayan, nanakay username, okay, with your edit text. So, yan, to the left of enter username, text view. So, you can also do rather the same for enter password. So, this time, so, tangan din nato nig ID para. So, pwede po nimo nibutangan og, enter username kung di ka gusto mag-D at left, margin left or margin top, pwede nimo siya ang password is to the, below of username. Pwede nimo na siya buhaton. So, let's say this is TV at, at txt username, and then let's do the same for txt password. Okay, so asa na sa ato ang TXT password. So kani pwede na to siya ilisdan og, below of, no? So below of layout below siya sa, below siya of TXT username. Ayan. So tanggalan sa nato. Ayan. So tapos ang margin top tanggalan na nato. And then this time it happen ngayon dili siya mo below sa username. TXT username. Or sige, ato na lang to the right of na lang. To or probably tanaw na to atong gigamit na pixel be, kung mao ba jud ni. So, 180 by 920 dapat si LCC. Okay, kanida ang problem, no? So later on, by the way, later on, naatay problem ani with the way we arrange our, especially pag relative layout. Kasi kung i-run nato siya using our AVD or emulator, which is kaning legacy, AVD nato is legacy of Compostela. So kung inana yang arrangement karon, actually if ato ni siyang i-change into legacy, you will see na magkausab ihang cluster. Okay? So dapat kantong unsa to imong target mao to imong pilion. Okay na AVD. Okay, so you have here, let's say this one is txt password. Then Android hint should be password. Okay? And then so right of, and then butang na to siya og top. So let's say okay, kaya lang what happened is that siguro dikit ra kaayo atong anuhan. And then for username, and then for our password. So okay na ato ang username, ang password na lang. So you have here password, and then okay, dili siya kasi mabangga siya, no? So, since mabangga siya, we'll need to sige, ano na 'to gamay. And then si password it should be also 100. Okay, and then to the right of okay, to the mali di ay dili day dapat to the right of username. Dapat to the right of txt password. Okay? TV password di ay. Sorry guys, TV password. Na pati ako. And then 100, dili siya 100 dp. So iyahang top should be probably 80. Yan, okay. So inana siya kakuti, no? So buttons na lang kulang na to, and then makumpleto na. And then, so of course, for buttons, so this is the idea in relative layout. So again, if gusto ka nga dito sa design ka magbuhat, you can actually simply drag and drop all of it. So this is how you can, wait, sige, tudloan ta mog drag and drop. Again, I mean, dili na need itudlo, no? Pero, so let's say, this is hard code, no? Atong pagkahimo. Okay, and then this time, let's go to design. Nabay nag-ano? So wala. Let's go to design and then, wait. Mag-add tag button. So let's say button. Butang nato siya dire. Yan. Okay, and then, okay, i-click ninyo ning magnet na ano para dili siya mo. Ayan. Okay, and then you go to attributes. So there is attributes, dire nimo siya i-change yung mga names like btn. Let's say this one is login. Okay, and then dire magpili og layout, wrap content, match parent. So it depends, no, kung unsa imong gusto ano na i-wrap content pa nimo, match parent ba or whatsoever. And then ang text nimo should be, let's say, ang ibutang nimo dire is login. And then there are actually hundreds of, if not hundreds, siguro less than 100 of um, what they call this one, a login. Ayan. If not hundreds, probably less than 100 of attributes na pwede nimo ibutang for your buttons. So this is also true for your text view and edit text view. So if again, diri nimo makita ang mga SP, DP, and ang iyahang mga font family. So let's also do drag here. So sa ato ang so wait. Let's also drag here a button. There is ato ang design. So again, don't forget to change the don't forget to change the by the way, don't forget to change the ID kasi that's very important. So we have here cancel. And then i-refactor lang siya. Refactor means para ang naming sa pag-bind mo is mautoy ma-set ni Gradle. So pwede nimo siya ibutang dire. Ayan. Okay? And then ikaw na bahala anong sa nimo pag-plaster. So wait for a while. So that's how you do a design using design. So if again, why I teach you to how to do script XML script is para at least whatever yang gi-generate na code is masabtan nimo, no? So if naka idea, masabtan nimo siya gamay, at least you're able to modify it in a way the best of your capability. So like this one, I align parent start, align parent top, align margin start. You can move around here and then edit some. Okay? So like for an instance, ibutang na to si cancel as like itungod-tungod na to siya sa login kasi maglisod ta og plus star sa iya. So we can actually move this one into a little bit of another points DP. Ayan, para 158 DP. Oh, what happened to you? Okay, what happened? Okay. Oh, bahala na siya dra. Anyway, let's go now to our Java. And then, so mao na ni ang expected na output sa tong program. And then we are going to do the script now, or I mean the codes or the business logic. So let's say we have add the text view. So text view TV UN TV P PWD na lang. So and let's do also the same for edit text view. TXT UN TXT PWD. So we have for another for button, so BTN login and then BTN cancel. Okay, so then let's bind them. So tvun equals find view by ID. So since dili na ni siya katong parehag gibuhat na to ganina, so we'll need to bind the our components. So we have here tvun. I guess ang ato ang ano is what's the name of our this is tv username. So tv happen. So tvun we have wait tv username. So why it seems like it's not appearing here? Ooh, oops. Wait, we need to save this. ID TV username, TV password, TV username. All right, so going back here, tvun equals find view by ID. What happened? Ngano ayang gipang iyahang makitaan is TV username. Wait. TV username. So, kailangan to siya explicit ato ang declaration. So, ning langaw. Okay, so we have here TV password. Okay, and then this is for PWD. And then let's do the same for TXTUN PWD to edit text. So, equals find view. TXTUN. This is TXT username. Okay, and then paste TXT password. Okay, and then after that, we'll do sa button login and cancel. So new, sorry, and view r.id.ptn login, and then let's do the same for after that mag ano na ta og event, so set on click. Okay, so for this we are going to um declare here un is equal to txt, then na natin butang txtu and that get text. Okay. So by the way, for password dapat edit password day unta to ang I mean for our PWD dapat iset nato ni siya iyahang character into password car asa naman to. So this is for password. Where are you password? Okay, wait. Android text text type textile ayun. Textile ano, not textile. Wait. change na natin siya into password. Naman tong text type diri. Oh, what happened? Nganong nawala siya? Let's go back to it later on. And then string txt password dot get text. So typecast na to into ano, and then if course, so if let's say wala pa man tayo database, so i-ano lang sa nato if equals, pwede ignore case but probably dapat equals. Let's say admin and px or pwd txt sorry, that equals what we call this one, admin 123. So if true, then i-ano to sa toast. So this one here, login successful. Otherwise, we'll have to put it here, login failed. So let's go back now to our relative layout. Check na to ding attribute as adri. It's password, input type should be password. Siya mo gawas. Okay, what happened to this one? Dire, balik ta dire. Android input type. Yan. And then password. So text password. Ayan. Okay, so that's it. And then let's run the program. Okay. So let's run the program now and let's wait for our program. I mean our emulator. Oops. Yeah, so we have here admin and then admin 123 and then so login successful. So something like that. So it's if in case admin 6 login failed. All right. So that's it. So that is it for today. So question guys, we only have two